Garcia is Dave's supervisor. His dashboard shows him things like production downtime categories and production loss or scrap categories, as well as other reports like operating reports. One nice thing is Juan can hover over these reports and see that he's had 12 pieces scrapped for electrical damage, as well as 4 pieces scrapped for visual damage. Juan works for Melissa Seaver, who's our manufacturing production manager. Now, Melissa's involved in multiple different areas, so you can see that her dashboard is full of different information that helps her drive business on a day-to-day basis. Things such as work orders completed and work orders released. In addition to her KPIs, Melissa also has reminders, so she can understand how many work orders need to be built, how many items need to be placed on purchase order, how many work orders have past due operations, and any lots that are about to expire. It's very important to understand for Melissa to have a complete view of her business, she needs more than just a main dashboard. She has dashboards related to shipping, and here she can see information about fulfillments, customer orders that need to be fulfilled, as well as KPIs directly related to shipping. She also has a dashboard for receiving, and her receiving dashboard shows her open POs that need to be received, as well as inventory status and weekly receipt history. Melissa also has a dashboard for receiving. Her receiving dashboard shows her things like how many orders need to be received, what's my historical receipt history, what's my current inventory look like, and which purchase orders need to be received. Now, Melissa also has an inventory dashboard, which shows her data directly related to inventory status as well as inventory values. Melissa also has a manufacturing dashboard. Her manufacturing dashboard shows her reminders about work orders that need to be built, as well as capacity information about her work centers. Finally, I want to show you Melissa's planning dashboard. This dashboard shows her items available to sell, including how much is on hand, on order, on sales order, and available to sell. Now let's take a look at Larry Nelson. Larry is a senior executive or the CEO. He has a dashboard that's completely different from the other users that we've discussed. Larry's interested in company-wide financials, things like revenue and expenses. Larry also has multiple different dashboards for different areas. For example, Larry has a board metrics dashboard. On Larry's board metrics dashboard, he has a manufacturing operations focused KPI portlet. And you can see things like created work orders and order fill rates. It's important to understand that these dashboards are completely customizable. Let's say Larry is really interested in this operating cash flow KPI meter, and he wants it above the income KPI meter. All he can do is grab that and drag and drop it. He can move that meter anywhere he wants within his dashboard. Now, let's say that Larry is really interested in the KPI number for income of $899,000 this month. Larry can simply just click into that number and it'll take him straight to his income statement report so that he can review where that $899,000 is coming from. If he wants even more detail, he can click right into that number and he can get to his income statement detail report. Now, this is going to provide all the detail behind the actual individual invoices that are making up that dollar amount of $899,000. Here in these dashboards, you're seeing the content that we deliver through our Suite Success methodology in order to get you closer to the goal line, as we talked about before. Harrington is logged into what we call our Advanced Manufacturing Tablet interface. We can see here that Dave is logged in, and here is his work queue. Now, Dave's work queue has different filters, and today Dave is working in this SFO assembly work center, and so you can see that he is filtered on that work center. The nice thing about Dave's work queue is that it can be sorted by any of the columns that exist within this view. The other thing that we'll notice is that Dave is currently working on work order 295. That's indicated by the green highlight here on the work queue. Let's take a look at work order 295 and what Dave's got going on. Once we click on that work order from the work queue, we can now see that Dave has started this work order and he's been running since 9:26 a.m. and the current time is 9:34 a.m. There are 8 minutes that have progressed since Dave started this work order. Now, Dave has many options here on the tablet. He can issue material, record scrap, and record downtime. The key to understand here is that anything Dave does on the shop floor within his work center, he can report that here. And this is what's going to give us the data that we want to allow us to drive continuous improvement in production reporting within NetSuite. One other key feature is this information icon in the top right of Dave's tablet interface. Dave can click on this and see any instructions related to what Dave has to do here at this work center. Let's say Dave wants to issue some material. He needs to issue this PCD002. Dave will simply click on that material issue button, enter the quantity that he wishes to issue, locate the bin that that material is located in, and click OK. Now, if Dave were to incur scrap at this work center, Dave can choose any scrap code that's visible here, or he can use the other button to choose from the list of reasons that are available. We're going to go ahead and choose electrical damage as our scrap reason. We'll go ahead and click OK, and then it'll prompt us for the quantity of scrap that Dave's incurred. And right now, we're just going to choose 1. Now, as with any production environment, there are times where we do incur downtime. If Dave were to incur downtime here, let's say for machine breakdown, Dave can just select the machine breakdown option, and what you'll notice is that the background of his tablet turned yellow. And what's happened here, open downtime has started at 9:38 a.m. Again, we can still see what time we started our work order, how much time has elapsed, as well as the current system time of the work order. Essentially, when I start downtime, I'm starting another clock that's allowing me to track how much time I spend. Once Dave's issue has been resolved and he's no longer in a downtime state, he simply comes to his tablet, clicks on the same downtime reason, and that takes him out of downtime. You'll also know that the background of the tablet turned green, indicating that we are now in a production status. Once Dave's produced all the parts that he needs to produce, he will simply enter production. To do that, Dave will come in and click on the Enter Production button, select the quantity he wants to produce, and click OK. Start downtime, I'm starting another clock that's allowing me to track how much time I spend. Once Dave's issue has been resolved and he's no longer in a downtime state, he simply comes to his tablet, clicks on the same downtime reason, and that takes him out of downtime. You'll also know that the background of the tablet turned green, indicating that we are now in a production status. Once Dave's produced all the parts that he needs to produce, he will simply enter production. To do that, Dave will come in and click on the Enter Production button, select the quantity he wants to produce, and click OK. Juan Garcia